Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan and welcome to my channel. I'm starting this channel for one reason. I'm probably going to branch off and do a whole bunch of things with it, but the reason that I'm actually starting this channel and decided to do it tonight is for one reason: BCH. And you might be like, what the heck is that? And why do I care? First off, let me start by saying I'm a voiceover artist and I do spokesperson work as well. So I got my little setup here so that I can talk to people about insurance and whatever else the heck people want to invest their time and money into. Anyway, so that's what I do for a living, and it doesn't, it's not getting me financially where I want to get to, right? I feel like I'm acting here, and this is what I tend to do because I'm being paid all the time to be believable, and so you too can be a millionaire. What I actually want to tell you is that you can be a millionaire. I've been watching a whole bunch of videos, and I know you'll be like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? Why is he telling me like you could be a millionaire or make some good money in the next few months? It's because there's something called a bull run happening, okay? So I didn't just fall off the the boat yesterday. About 4 years ago, my friends and family know this. We had a pandemic. Well, my friends and family, you knew that we had a pandemic too. I'm sorry, I keep wiping my mouth because I'm getting cotton mouth. I'm nervous. About 4 years ago, we had the pandemic. I got stuck in my hometown of St. Louis because nothing was open. So I was like, why would I pay to be in an apartment, be by myself, just sitting in an apartment and paying for it? So I'll just stay at home. I was on a road trip across America. I was doing the voiceover thing, and I went from San Francisco all the way to Bangor, Maine, and everywhere in between. Was having a good time. The pandemic hit, and that just screwed everything up. So I came home. I had a bunch of money saved, and once the stock market went down with COVID, I started looking at avenue. I saw that as an opportunity. A lot of people said, "Oh my gosh, the economy is collapsing. This is the end of the world." Because, sorry, my nose is like runny, allergies. I'm trying not to make this as funny. Hopefully it's a little entertaining and funny, but. And my water has to be way over there, and I really need some right now. Let me just get that. And I'm planning on doing this uncut and just keep going. All right. If I cut right there, I don't want to see my fat stomach. If I cut right there, excuse me, you're getting all the physicalities. This is the only way that I'm going to kind of warm up to the idea of staring at a phone and knowing that some people might actually see this. Where was I? Okay, so I went across America, got stuck here, COVID hits, stock market plummets. I've always been interested in the stock market. I used to have a Van Kampen fund back in the days before the internet. I am that old. I know I look like well, maybe not 18. I'm flattering myself, but I am that old. I'm 44, actually. So I had a Van Kampen fund, and you'd have to go to the newspaper, actually, to search for like what it was doing on Sundays. Search, look down the newspaper, see what's going on. So I've always been interested in the stock market, and just fast forward. When the market plummeted and I had some money saved up, I was looking for ways to capitalize on it. What do I buy? Apple, eBay, whatever the heck was running at the time. So I ended up, my dad was investing with a guy that he just found on the internet. You get pop-up ads and whatever. His name was Paul Mampilli, and he was an acolyte of Cathie Woods, who has the ARK Fund. I know I'm diving deep into the woods here if you don't know anything about the stock market or follow the markets at all. This is all still kind of surfacey stuff. If I'm talking to the other audience that might be seeing this, when I say the words BCH or the letters BCH, they know all this. But if you don't, what I'm trying to do is give you a kind of surfacey course, if you will, in just a few minutes on what's going on. So anyway, he was following Paul Mampilli back in 2000 and even before then. And he had done well with some of his picks, here and there. Oh, he said buy whatever it was, Tesla, AMD. My dad bought Tesla at $300 a share. And when it went to $400, I told him to sell it. Heck, it went to $2,700. Then they did a 9-way split. And now it's up. Well, whatever, it's up. It was up a lot more. It was up at like $400. It's taking a dive again. But I digress. AMD was another. It was like trading at like less than $40 a share. Now I think it's like $175. So anyway, seeing those great gains, I just started looking into him. And I know I'm kind of going in the weeds here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through the story, but at the same time, I want you to know that I have a little history with the market, and it was a very good one, lucrative one. So anyway, started following him. Went on his Yahoo YouTube page, and he was offering a service at Banyan Hill. It was like not emerging growth, but it was some kind of options trading thing. Anyway, long story short, pay the $3,000. He starts giving me picks. They start working. Some guy on Facebook actually asked me, can I get those picks from you? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. And he's like, I'll pay you for it. I'm like, that's okay. You don't have to. Like, how is it going for you? I'm like, it's going pretty good. So I give him the picks. About 2 months later, he sends me a picture of a brand new truck. And he goes, thanks for the picks, man. You set me up right. I just bought this $35,000 truck today. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was winning with all the picks, but I wasn't putting that much money in. $1,000, couple thousand here and there. And I'd make like, $400 or $500 or $200-$300, whatever. It was constant. It was constant gains, but it wasn't huge. It wasn't life-changing. So after the first 2 months, I made about $16,000. That's still really nice money, especially when everybody's stuck at home and yada, yada. So when he sent me that picture of that truck, though, I was like, man, maybe I should take a little bit more of a risk here, add a little bit more to these picks. Anyway, very long story short, I had some really good days in there. But in about 8 months, I made $150,000. One day alone, I made $47,000, over $47,000. If I had waited until the end of the day, I would have made closer to 90. But I took my gains. It was a pretty exciting story, pretty exciting day. Ended up living for another month in Houston. I had made it to Houston by that time. The world was starting to open up. As soon as Texas was open, I was there, ready to get out and be with people and whatnot. So, and once I had all this money, then I was just like, yeah, I can actually go and have a good time. So I ended up staying another month in a hotel. Anyway, what I didn't do and what I didn't know, because I was very naive, is that was, a unique circumstance because of how, the world shut down and then, huge drop and everything came back up. But also, the market runs in cycles. There's bull runs and bear markets. Bull runs, it's not like 100% specific, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. So every 4 years, there's a bull run, approximately. It depends on with the stock market. We've had huge crashes, 2008 and obviously 2020. I forget what the one was before that, probably in the 1980s. Anyway, I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a historian. I don't have all my facts straight. Do not take, I'm just not a financial advisor. But I'm a student. I'm always looking and learning and listening. So back to, I don't even know what month it was. I think it was the summer of 2021, maybe. I was in Turks and Caicos. I was having a great time. I bought a Maserati. I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I just had a little bit of money, and I was just like, I've never had money before. I'm just going to enjoy myself. I can always sell it if I need it, blah, blah. So I'm in Turks and Caicos, and over a 10-day period, I lost $70,000. That's a lot, But at the time, I was like, it'll bounce back. It had bounced back before. I had gone from 90 to 50. You know, when you're dealing in days where you're up 10,000, then you're down 4 the next day, then you're up 15 the next day. It was shifting all around all the time. So it was very exciting. It was always cool. It was just like, ooh, cool, made $12,000 today. Let's go have a great dinner and blah, blah, blah. So where am I in my story? Okay. So Turks and Caicos, lose all that money. Well, you get a feeling inside. It's not FOMO, but it's, I forget like the term for it, but when you've gained so much and you lose it, just like you're at the casino, you've lost so much, you just want to get back to even, right? You know, you're at the casino, you blew $250 and you're like, God, just get me back to even. You know, I'm just put 250 on red and just get me back, break even, then I'll feel good again. I can't walk out of here without any money, you know, or down $250. So, like an idiot, I didn't realize that we were going into a bear market and this was the end of the run. All these picks that I had that were going down, I doubled down on them. I came back, I sold my Maserati, I took that 50,000 and I put it all, well, I didn't put it all because I bought a BMW with it, but it was significantly cheaper. And I put it all into these losers and watched them go to zero. If you know anything about options expire. And I was buying long-term options. They were 6 months. And they all went to zero. And I took my last $30,000 and put it all into an Airbnb business, which I was kicked out of after 2 months. So there went that. So here I am. Had what I felt like at the time, top of the top. And in my mind, I was going to be a millionaire. I was going to do this for the next 2 or 3 years. I thought if I made $150,000 this year, next year I'll make $450,000. The next year I'll be a millionaire and life will be good. Let me get another drink here. So I thought, yeah, I'll be good. I'll be a millionaire. This will be great. I was completely humbled. I had completely screwed up my business, my voiceover business, because I was not paying attention to it at all. I wasn't responding to messages. I wasn't doing the work. I was on vacation. Like I said, I was in Turks and Caicos. I brought my equipment with me, but I was really just having a good time and not giving a crap. So I had gone from a top seller also back to new seller, which means you go from very exposed on these sites like Fiverr, Upwork, to not exposed at all on page 1,000. So down. Fast forward, we're 4 years. So why should you listen to me? Am I brilliant? Do I know everything? Am I a financial advisor? No, I'm not. The story is, honestly, that Bitcoin just kind of, I've never really paid attention to crypto. I didn't know anything about it. I've learned a lot more, listen to people like Michael Saylor and just, I mean, there's so much information on the internet, right? So I'm sure a lot of you know what Bitcoin is. And again, if I'm speaking to the audience of people who know BCH, well, excuse me, this is not obviously for you, but to the people who just don't know anything about it, you're just a total lay person. You're like, yeah, I've heard of Bitcoin, but what is it? It's like digital money. And it's just like, you know, couldn't it just evaporate and become nothing? Yeah, I suppose anything can. I suppose we could get into a nuclear war. I suppose they could Epstein Trump. I suppose like gold could go to zero. I mean, I suppose America could fall. I mean, these are all kind of scary things in my mind as well. I'm just like, anything could happen. Anything could happen. But Bitcoin is proving itself over and over again. Okay. And so if you do believe that Bitcoin has a future or digital currency in some way, the government is probably governments around the world, but especially the United States. I was going to say USA. USA is printing trillions of dollars and we're not creating anything. Okay. So when you print that money and you're not collecting that in taxes, and you can't because we're not creating enough of an economy to. You could tax everybody at 100% and we'd still be going further and further into a deficit. We are right now $36 trillion in debt. If you noticed, just in the last year, the prices of things have gone up, some of them 100%. You're paying double for things at the grocery store. It's insane because it goes to your fuel. Then they have to drive your food to the grocery store and the manufacturing plants and just everything. All that cost gets passed down to you. That is the transfer of wealth, okay? They don't have to raise your taxes. They can literally just keep printing more and more money and all that. And that's the way they steal it from you. They're taking, it just doesn't matter how hard you work. There is going to come a time in this country where there's not going to be a middle class anymore. I'm so sorry to tell you. I can't, to break it to you. There's just not. There's going to be poor. You know, and our poor do pretty well. We all have clean water and stuff. It's going to get really poor, though, and very rich. And there'll be all the politics and the class warfare and stuff. It just won't matter. It just won't matter when you're 50, 60, 70 trillion dollars in debt. I don't see any stop to it. You know, I mean, possibly at some point, everybody wakes up and says, this is going to kill us. Nobody can afford a home. Nobody can afford groceries. Nobody can afford. Anyway. Having said all that, I can do a political show sometime. I'm not going to do that right now. Right now, what I'm trying to do is tell you I've been down, but I've also been up. And the up, there's an up that's happening right now. Some of you have noticed that Bitcoin had that big drawback. Bitcoin's been doing, and probably going the wrong way. Bitcoin's been doing this since the start. It's stair steps, like a lot of stocks, but it's been stair stepping. Go look at a chart of it. So anyway, everybody's like, oh man, it went from 69,000 to 16,000. That's, oh, what a drop. These people lost their shirt. No, they didn't. If you look at they did in that short term, if they sold, of course. But if they held on, it goes down. Actually, I'm going to stay right there. Stay right there. I'm just going to make sure that that's still recording because I am looking at the back of the camera. And I just want to make sure we're at 18 minutes. This is a long video. I wasn't sure how long I wanted to make this because when it looks really long, people will just look at it and be like, an hour. I'm not going to watch that. Where am I? Okay, so highs, lows. Bitcoin. If you believe that Bitcoin is not just going to disappear and fall off the earth, there are a whole bunch of what they call altcoins, a whole bunch of coins that people make up. There's hundreds and hundreds of them. Some of them, like a Dogecoin or whatever, can be pumped by Elon Musk or whoever, Twitter. Makes some people a lot of money. And then they pull the rug out. Or Elon did, I guess, when he went on Saturday Night Live and kind of questioned it. And everybody took their gains. Not to say it can't come back. But I think I saw it at 16 cents today. I could be wrong. Anyway, there's only a few big coins right now. This is also getting into the weeds a little bit. But some of you might have heard, if you watch any kind of financial news at all, that Bitcoin was approved by the SEC for a spot ETF. Okay, an exchange-traded fund. That's big news for Bitcoin because now, and again, I might be wrong with this, but I believe now institutional investors are either more likely or are even just able to purchase Bitcoin for their portfolios, for retirement funds or whatever. Again, I think I might have that wrong. All I know is that making it a spot ETF makes it a lot more palatable for big institutional investors, hedge funds, and pension funds and all that to be able to collect Bitcoin, for the future, for their investors. And just the other day, Ethereum, which is like the second biggest coin, Ethereum became a spot ETF as well. Also, very big news for Ethereum. Okay, more into the weeds, but this is where it gets kind of exciting. And I've already been in these two, and I didn't even know it. Back in 2000, Paul Mampilli, remember him? He was advising people to buy GBTC. I had no idea what it was. I just said, okay, fine, I'll buy some GBTC. Come to find out now, that stands for Grayscale Bitcoin. Grayscale is a family of trusts, okay? They make trusts for I think 15 different coins, 15 different products. One of them is the Bitcoin ETF. And it just got, and they sued the SEC, I believe, to become a spot ETF, and they were finally approved. They took it to the government, and I think they said, you have to decide on this, and they made it. So anyway, GBTC, which 4 years ago I was buying and made good money on it. I can't remember how much, but good money. Another one I bought, ETHE. ETH, Ethereum. I don't know what the last E stands for, but Grayscale. It's another Grayscale. It's in the family of Grayscale trusts. It just became a spot ETF. You just heard that in the news, if you pay attention at all. I'm not blaming you if you don't, but it was big financial news. So now there's two spot ETFs. I don't know if they're both spot, but two ETFs from the Grayscale Trust, GBTC and ETHE. ETHE at one point, I think I made $20,000 or $30,000 on it. No joke, back in 2020. I don't know what I would have done if I had held. My brother actually had either 400 or 4,000 ETHE from 2020. He just never sold them. He sold half of them the other day, made some pretty good money. But anyway, I got out a long time ago. And those, so here's the thing, and I don't know everything about this. Again, this sounds terrible. It's just well, why are you talking about this if you don't know everything about it? The thing is, you don't have to know I think so many people get so nervous about risk or jumping into something with your hard-earned money if you don't know everything about it, right? You start by dipping your toe into something. You try it first. You see if the water is warm. So like I said, these spot ETFs, well, they weren't ETFs at the time. Was invested in those, made good money on those. So I already had this in my head. GBTC, oh yeah, ETHE. Randomly, you can call it a God thing, the universe, just like minds. I'm at the gym. One of my friends, he's a Jordanian guy, originally from Jordan, and we talk politics. We just meeting of the minds, on politics and finances, and he did a whole bunch of stuff in 2020 as well. He's on real estate, blah blah blah. So he told me about this guy, Ethan, and he said, you got to check out this guy, Ethan. He's totally legit. I really like him. Just speaks from the heart, and he recommended me some coins, and I made 100% of my money. Now, I only put in a couple $100, but I made 100%. And I'm just well, that's cool, but I'm not interested. I've already been through the guru game. This guy, Paul Mampilli, he was telling us all these picks, and which all did well. I mean, I made money on 44 out of 45 of them. Problem is, once they started to go down, I just kept putting more money in. So kind of not his fault. But at the same time, he's just we're not selling. Here's another pick. Here's another pick. And then none of them worked. Once the market started to turn, nothing worked, okay? So really, really good, Paul, for a long time. And then when everything started to go down, it's just oh, it'll be okay. It was never okay. So that's the lesson to learn. You get in, make some money, you got to get out before the party's over. So anyway, told me about this guy, Ethan. Ethan, gosh, I wish I knew your last name, Ethan. I think it's Galstead, or I hope I can even say your last name on here, if that's okay. I think it is, because I've heard it online. Anyway, guy lives, I think, between Florida and Wisconsin. I wasn't interested in watching the YouTube videos, but he's yeah, I made this money, blah, you should check him out. Fine, I'll check him out. Go on YouTube, watch one of his videos. He's talking about these coins that the guy talked about. And he mentioned Grayscale. And I was or GBTC probably. And I was oh, built a little bit of credibility with me. I was just kind of I know GBTC. I did well with GBTC. He goes on to talk about GBTC, ETHE, BCHG. I know I'm getting in the weeds again. These are all coins, but they're all part of the Grayscale family. Then he goes on to say, we are in the beginning of the bull run, the crypto bull run. It happens every 4 years. And he went on to explain how 4 years ago, he was able to take his earnings in Grayscale and buy this enormous, beautiful home. I mean, it's more like a mansion. They jokingly call it Grayscale Mansion in Florida. And he's got this channel, and he's just literally telling people, he's talking about his SEP account, Roth IRA, premiums, all this stuff. I don't know any of this stuff, right? Again, but that should never stop you from trying to learn, and especially when it comes to money. People just they earn their paycheck, they take out the taxes before you even get the money, and then you just get some back at the end of the year, and you go about your life, and then meanwhile your currency is inflated and you can't afford a vacation ever. So we might not be able to change that, but you can take advantage of what's going on right now. There is a crypto bull run. It has been in the making for the last few months. What I wanted to highlight today, is BCH. BCH is Bitcoin Cash. BCH, I believe, is one of the top 4 coins right there next to BTC, which is Bitcoin, ETH, which is Ethereum, Solana. I think Solana or Litecoin are like number 3, number 4, and Bitcoin Cash is right there. From what I understand, Bitcoin Cash is going to be used because it's larger than Bitcoin in size and digital size. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm talking to the techie people and they're like, no, the blockchain doesn't work like that. It works like this. I don't know everything. I don't know. I'm still learning. I don't know everything. But what I've heard is that Bitcoin Cash is faster because it's 32 megabytes and Bitcoin is only 1 megabyte. So it moves slower. So you can't really use it for the day-to-day, currency, buying things. So Bitcoin Cash is going to be much, much more useful in the future as it becomes more and more adopted, right? You haven't heard of it, a lot of you. Some of you are just hearing this for the first time. You haven't even been interested in crypto before. And I just got a crypto wallet for the first time 2 months ago. And I just started experimenting with it. I didn't even like it, honestly. Coinbase, got a wallet. You got to pay gas fees and send this over here. And then, I want this coin. No, you can't do that. You got to send it back from the wallet over to Coinbase again. And you got to pay these transaction fees every freaking time. And I'm just like, this is a pain. I hate this. What I'm talking about, and you can go that route too and buy some BCH. Again, not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you, like, it's an option. It's there. If you have a coin wallet or whatever, BCH is trading right now. Look at these charts. At the end of this, I'm going to recommend several places that you go look to educate yourself more about what's going on, because right now there is a bull run happening in the crypto market, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives, and a lot of people will be left behind, or they'll FOMO, fear of missing out, when it's too late, and they'll be buying the shares that I'm selling. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to get in. Well, I don't want you to get. I have to be careful. I'm not a financial advisor. I just want people to see the opportunity. Let's put it like that. I want people to see the opportunity now instead of waiting like 2 or 3 months and then going like, what was that, Jonathan? What were you in? And I'll just be like, and it still won't be a bad time. It's hard to explain all this like at one sitting, and I'm sure I'm going to miss tons of stuff. But hopefully talking about this a little bit will inspire you to watch Ethan's videos. They get you amped up because he's been through it. Okay, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. He's posted it, a million videos on it. His portfolio is almost $90 million. 99% of it in Grayscale Trust. Why? Because he made a fortune 4 years ago. Now, and he'll admit this. After the bull run was over, he didn't get out. He didn't get out in time. I mean, he got out enough. But he left some in there until that bull run had just completely crashed, which was in May. So I'm explaining it probably a little convoluted right now, But what we're being told right now is that every 4 years there's this cycle, and that the bull run has begun. If you look at BCHG, that's the Grayscale trust for Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is the coin. That's the underlying asset. BCHG is Bitcoin Cash Grayscale. It's part of a trust. It's a Grayscale product. It's trading at like $10.80, something like that. And Bitcoin Cash is trading right now at 480. We're close to breaking new levels again. It's very exciting because just about a month ago it hit I don't know if it was a year high, or it might be a 3-year high of 719. It's doing some consolidating right now. Again, I know some of this jargon, it can go way over your head, and I'll try to stay away from the weeds there. All I'm trying to do is inspire you to take a look and see what's happening. Open your eyes. I'm not saying sell your home and your car and buy all this BCH. I'm saying get educated about it. Look, because there's an opportunity. I'm making this video right now, not just to tell everybody about it and help you, which of course, I want people to see it and see the opportunity and everything. I'm actually doing it kind of to preserve this moment in time where I have this recorded, and it's just I am telling you right now, it is Tuesday, June the 4th, 11:30 p.m. I can't believe it's that late. It took me forever to get this dumb setup. With the lighting and everything. 11:30 p.m., June 4th, and BCH is trading at $480 a share, okay? We anticipate this going to 1,000 in the next 2 weeks, okay? Will it? I don't know. Everything's a risk. It's taking a chance. Everything's taking a chance. You can wait. You can wait till it breaks this high of 719 and go to 800 and 900 and still get in and do well. There's estimates that this coin could go to 25,000 by the end of the bull run, by next June, basically. You don't know when that drop's going to happen. But here's what I want to say. During these summer months right here, what we're supposed to see is a lot of consolidation, meaning just a lot of up and down, a lot of up and down. Some bigs up, some big down, up and down, up and down. And in July, August, it's going to slowly start ramping up. And then September, October, November, it starts pushing because more and more people are seeing this. I'm not the only one making videos like this, okay? There's a guy, First Mill. Check him out. Asian guy who's in Australia now. He's got his toe in a bunch of things. He has been talking about Bitcoin Cash for 5 years. He can speak much more eloquently about the value of Bitcoin Cash, why it's such a great asset, how it's going to be used around the world to actually use Bitcoin. People own Bitcoin, but they own it as an asset, kind of like their gold. You hold your Bitcoin, and then when you're ready, you just go and sell it. Bitcoin Cash is going to make it so that people are going to use Bitcoin Cash. It's going to change the way that people think about using, crypto. Right now, we just see it as kind of like the speculative thing. It's going to turn it into like a real thing that you're going to use. Everybody will use it. So right now, we're still in that real starter phase, okay? And I'm not saying buy and then hold for the next 20 years. I mean, you could. You might make a lot of money. I don't know. Not a financial advisor. But here's our plan right now. You go back and you look last July, June, July. Watch it. It ramps up. It goes from 106 all the way up to 330 in the matter of 10 days. 10 days from $90 to $326. This is BCH. And then it goes July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, just kind of doing like this. Ethan's been waiting for this for and a half years for this ramp up again to happen. You look at this chart. I wish I could just spin this around and show you the chart. Maybe I'll put it in the side of the screen. You see it really take off. It breaks this high. It breaks this high of 331, and it just shoots straight up in one day from 331 all the way to 500 in one day. Pulls back to 346, and then in another, let's see, March 19th to April 6th. March 19th to April 6th, it goes from $350 a share all the way to $719. So if you've been holding for the last 3 years and you're down here in the $90 range, yeah, when it goes to $719, you're gonna see a pullback. Some people are gonna take their profits there. So we see a massive pullback. That's when I got in. That's when you want to get in, when it's low, when it dips. But right now, it's been consolidating for a year. It just ramped up. It's had a dip. It hit another high. And right now we're consolidating. And this is the time. These are the months right here. It's June, July, August, heading into September, into the winter time. Then Bitcoin is most likely going to be past 100,000 by that time. It's going to be on everybody's mind. People are going to be getting into that game. Bitcoins are 69. Well, they're 69,000 now. 80,000. People go like, I can't buy a Bitcoin. You can buy parts of Bitcoin. But anyway, and there's still much opportunity there. There's speculation. Kathy Woods, I think, said it's going to 2.5 million. It sounds insane, right? But once upon a time, the Dow going to 36,000 or the NASDAQ to, where is it now? I haven't even looked at the regular market in a while. Anyway, nobody dreamed that it would go that high, probably because of inflation, but I digress. So right now, we're in a consolidating place right now. You can get BCHG for $10.50. I bought it 17 and it's at 10. And it was at 21 and it went down to 10 and it was coming back up and it hit 17. And I was like, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. I'm getting in 17, pulled back again, 8 days. And now it's consolidating. It's back up a little bit, but we're consolidating around 10 again in the weeds. But I'm just trying to impart a little bit of excitement because in some of these numbers, watch these other videos. Another guy, his name is Czar. I don't know his real name, but he goes by Czar, and it just looks like the word czar. Czar Gets Crypto. He's also on YouTube. Make sure we're still on here. Gosh, I sure hope so. Oh, we are still recording. I can't believe there's still space here. Gosh, I hope I don't run out. 37 minutes. If you're still with me, I feel like Roaring Kitty right now. Where's my bandana? I got a fly swatter instead. Maybe I'll wear cool glasses or something. What's my gimmick? Leave these on for just a second. No, it's actually distracting me. I didn't know how I was actually going to talk about this. Because right now, obviously, it's weird. You know, you're just talking to your phone. You're imagining people listening to this. Am I going to look stupid? Am I going to sound stupid? Am I going to lose my place? Is my mouth going to get all dry? So anyway, what this video is about is just to tell my friends and family, and I'm sure some other people will see it. If I put BCH in the title, it'll go to YouTube, and more people will watch it. But I'm making it today because I've just about got my full position. We're at a stage right now where BCH dropped from 719 to 400 in the span of April 3rd to May 2nd. So about 1 month, it went from 719 to 400. But if you listen to Czar, he does more of like the technical analysis. Technical analysis is looking at like bar charts, candlesticks that go up and down every day to show you what the market's doing. Excuse me, a little lesson for you there on technical analysis. Not really. I've studied, but I'm not like I dabble, you know. Sometimes when it gets too like technically, I'm just like, what? It just goes over my head. I'm a big picture guy. I just want to try it. If it works, I want to go yay. I want more of that. If it doesn't work, I want to go nay. Nah. So anyway, he was predicting, hey, I can see it go down about 400 and then bounce off of that and blah, blah, blah. And this is like in the days, in the weeks before that, it went to 399 and bounced right off that. And within a few days, it went back up to 488, back down again. Again, I'm in the weeds now. Just stop watching. No, I'm just kidding. Went back up to 530. Exciting. Another dip to 466. And right now it's at 481. It's done. If I'm over here, it's done this. Whoop. And then way down. And then it's stepping up. And we're getting what they call higher lows. So it goes down low. But the next time it goes down low, it doesn't go down as low as the other low. This way. Doesn't go down as the other low. So you're stepping up, and we're looking to break another level. The big level, not a big level, but a good level to break right now is 531. Cesar believes that it's going to break, well, we were looking for it to break 477 by the end of the week. That was the call. Well, it's at 481 right now. There's just going to be more and more interest in this as more people know about it. Not anybody knows about it. I didn't know about it until 2 months ago. So, and I'm glad. I wish I had gotten in about 3 months ago. In February, could have gotten in while it was 284, ride it up to 700. But the ride is not over. It is actually just starting. This is the beginning of the run. This is the ramp up. This is the ramp up and the consolidation. This is the people hearing more about it. They're seeing Bitcoin go to what? 70,000? What? 75? 80? How do I get in? A lot of people will just do that. Just simple, just buy some Bitcoin. You know, how do I get it? I got to get a wallet, all this crap. If you don't have a crypto wallet or whatever, you don't need one. Okay? You don't need one. In fact, you'll make more money buying I don't know if I can say it like this. I will make more money. I will make more money buying the Grayscale trust than the people buying the actual native coins. Kind of like options. If you know anything about options, you're not buying the stock. You're buying a contract on the stock. So that's just the way that I kind of relate it in my head, because you get what they call a premium. I don't want to go into the weeds on that because I don't even know that exactly. But you get a premium right now. Okay. When it becomes an ETF, you don't get that premium anymore. And it will probably be in the running to become an ETF at some point, most likely within the next year or so. So we don't have to worry about it for the next 9 months. And a lot of us who are getting in right now will probably be taking a look to start exiting depending on when we really see it take off in December or January, and start taking a bit away, you know. This thing could run through May into June, July. It could go berserk. There's no way to know. I mean, it could take, the bull run could last a long time. But for us cautious traders and people who are experienced, who've been through it before, Ethan's been through this before. He doesn't want to wait till the end. Now's the time you get in. If you just want to make double your money or 10 times your money or whatever, then you just get out, or start piecing out at least when you see on dips or when it goes to new highs. Again, not a financial advisor. I don't know if I have to keep saying that. Sometimes I feel like I'm giving financial advice when I'm saying, like, I shouldn't say you. Don't take me down, YouTube. I'm really going. Okay, let's end this. Try to. I'm getting something called BCHG. It's a Grayscale trust of Bitcoin Cash. It can be bought by your broker, or if you have an E-Trade account or a Roth IRA or Fidelity or Schwab or whoever you're with, you just plunk it in. You type in BCHG, Bitcoin Cash Grayscale, and buy however many shares you want. Again, can I say however many shares I want? I will buy however many shares I want through a regular brokerage. That's what's nice about it. And you can sell it immediately. If it starts going down, like, I can sell it immediately. If it starts going down tomorrow, I can sell it all and just be out. Just be in, out. So, and again, I can't teach the world everything, but if you don't have a brokerage account, get a brokerage account. Doesn't matter what age you are. Make sure that you're putting some money away for the future. If you're not putting money in the market, you are losing money every day to inflation. They will inflate the out of your currency. If you had $10,000 50 years ago, you were living large. That's if you put it under your bed and you got it out today, people would go, it's a down payment on a car maybe. So the market is the only way. It's such a manipulated mess. It is so the rich get rich. They find a way to crush the little guy. There are ways. I'm not saying to beat it, but to join it, right? To join it, get a piece. There's a piece to be had right now. And so I'm in. I'm excited about it. I wanted to document this, tell people about it, just let you know what's happening. And also, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I know I've said it 20 times. The people that I'm going to recommend you listen to are not financial advisors, but they look at the market. They got their ear to the ground. They're listening. They're watching. Ethan will say, this is the best asset in the world right now. He's got 99% of his money in it. And he's got live Fidelity, Schwab. He's showing you, here's how much LTCN, Litecoin, Grayscale, all in the Grayscale family. So check out Grayscale. Type in Grayscale, or I would type in Grayscale on Google and Grayscale Trusts and look at the family of them. And it's as easy as just going BCHG on E-Trade or whatever and buying some, because you just don't want to miss out on this. I don't know if I can say, see, now I'm worried. I'm not telling you, I'm not giving financial advice. Ethan or somebody is going to go like, dude, you don't have to say that many times, and you're not giving financial advice. You're just sharing an exciting opportunity. This is an exciting opportunity during a crypto bull run. And it's just going to be fun. I don't know how much I can say. I'm set up to do pretty well. I have some family members set up to do even better. It's just going to be an exciting time. And you're probably going to get annoyed of me posting these videos. I'm not going to do, hopefully, real long ones like this every day. But I'm going to continually make content and share it on Instagram and YouTube and whatever to just try to encourage people to get educated about what's happening right there under their nose. It's just like, this is something that's going to change lives. If I put just a small amount in, there's a chance of getting a 25x, 25 times your money within the next 8 to 12 months. There are definite opportunities of that. And so anyway, I encourage you to watch a few of Ethan's videos, Cesar Gets Crypto's videos, and the guy First Mill, he made his last video, I think about 2 months ago, and he said, you will not see me on this YouTube channel again. He has put in his time for the last 5 years on BCH and has told the world about it. And the world is watching and listening. And while a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin, some of us will be looking at something that's right there. It's right there nipping at its heels. So anyway, I don't know where to go from there. I've been through this. I didn't make $1 million, but I know what it feels like to make $47,000 in one day. And it's awesome. And more people can do it. People are so risk averse. Oh my goodness. You'll go to the boat. Or we call it the boat here in Missouri. You go to the casino, people buy scratch off tickets. Hundreds of millions of them probably a week. They won't take a couple of dollars and put it into something it's ramping up. I mean, there's real opportunity here. That's all that I'm saying. Okay, I'll shut up. Ethan invests I'll put the link in the, I don't know where the frame is. I'll put the link in bio. I have never made one of these before. I don't think I've recorded myself before years ago when I was on my trip, but I've never made anything like this before. And I just decided I want to do this while the price is so sweet. It's so sweet. We had a nice big high, a nice big run up, beautiful pullback, and we're consolidating right now. I mean, this is the time. If I were me today, I would take a look at this a little closer. That's what I would do. All right. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, comment below. I've never done this. Subscribe to my channel. Put a thumbs up next to it. Who knows? Maybe it'll go bonkers. That would be kind of funny, because I'm not making this channel to get subscribers or whatever. You just hear everybody say that because guess what? And I never realized this for a long time. These people, these influencers, they make money when you hit the like button. You are helping the algorithm tell YouTube, hey, everybody likes this. They're going to watch this, so they'll watch the commercials. They're making us money. Put more of him on, or her on, or they on. No, I don't believe in that crap. All right. Have a good one. Peace.